What is up, guys? Welcome to the show. If y'all can hear me okay, make sure to leave a comment in the chat that you can hear me all right. Like every week I'm setting up everything a little bit different, so you never know. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Charlie, welcome to the show. As always, we've got some good stuff. We got some good stuff coming your way, fellas. So, the first thing I want to cover tonight is, what's up, Jeff's Custom RC? We've got a comment pinned at the top. Thanks, Shadow. We got a comment pinned at the top of the chat that has my email address in it. If you still have not entered or registered for the giveaway, you need to send me an email to rcairmarshal@gmail.com, and that is how you get entered into the giveaway, because for every person that wins, we're going to be doing an email verification. Thank you, Jeff's Custom RC. I appreciate it. So we don't have the same issue that we had when Ryan did his giveaway a few months back, where there was all kinds of chaos and stuff when he had the Horizon guys in there. We're not going to be doing that next week. I ain't having it. So every winner will be verified via email, and that's why I need you to send an email to me so I know what your email address is. And when you win, you need to send me a email verifying that you won so I can check it against the email address that you sent to me, right? So everybody gets that. So that's why we're doing the whole email thing, and I'm not just throwing like everybody that's ever been in the show into the contest. We got to have email verification, and it just is the way it is, man. Richard Webb, hello, sir. Welcome to the show. For those of you guys that have not been here before, I appreciate you coming out. Thank you so much. Yeah, Jeff has already entered into the contest, guys. Jeff's Custom RC. So if you were hoping to win something, I'm sorry. Jeff's Custom RC wins everything, dude. He's just gonna win. And Michael Rajka is also in there. Michael Reitza is also already entered into the contest. So between Jeff and Reitza, all the freaking good prizes are already gone. All right, so I did want to go ahead and say, I'm just kidding, guys. You know, the wheel is very random. You never know who's going to win what, but, you know, just going off of historical accuracy at this point, Jeff's Custom RC and Michael Reitza seem to win a lot of stuff. But what I did want to go over real quick is tonight I have all of the pieces and parts for the main prize for the giveaway at this point. If you guys are interested in sponsoring a prize, donating a prize for the giveaway, go ahead and send me an email. I don't want to do a bunch of prizes, you know, on the night of the giveaway because we have a limited time frame, right? The last time we've done these, we had unlimited time on our hands. So now that Guniac goes on, you know, 2 hours after we get started, we have a limited time frame available, so I don't want to, you know, just keep going all night, which, as cool as that would be, we have to streamline things a little bit. So if you want to donate a prize to the giveaway, I've already got several coming in, which is awesome. Also send me an email, let me know what you want to donate. For now, we've got what I think we've got 2 or 3 gift certificates. We've got what I have in the box here, and we have a t-shirt of your choice from Just Plain Crazy. You guys may know him as Brendan McCormick on Facebook. He does a lot of cool stuff. He's got some neat shirts in his Teespring store. He's giving away a free shirt from his Teespring store of the winner's choosing. So we've got a lot of neat gifts coming in, but we've got the big one right inside this little box. This is about $215 worth of stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and show it off and show what people can win. And this is all one prize, right? There is not a, this is not a separated gift, you know, to do like 3 separate giveaways. This is all one thing, one prize. And it includes a Spectrum AR630 receiver, a Spectrum Avian 60 amp ESC that we have right here. Now both of these are still brand new in the box. Our special guest has arrived.
Special, I know about that.
You're very special, my lovely wife Amy. So you guys don't have to look at my ugly face all night.
You have a baby face.
I have a baby face. So we've got the AR630, right? This is a smart, capable receiver. We've got an Spectrum Avian 60 amp ESC,
Okay.
which is a smart, capable.
I've had this since March, full disclosure. I'm doing pretty good.
It's all gonna be gone tonight.
Probably not.
So, full smart telemetry coming across, and to cap it all off, the good folks at Horizon Hobby have contributed a 3200 milliamp hour 4S 100C battery pack. Now, I don't know if that was a mistake, because normally they send out the 30C packs. Maybe they were out of the 30s and the 50s, but they sent us a 100C 3200 milliamp hour 4S pack to go along with the AR630 and the 60 amp Avian ESC. But the other thing that I'm going to do, I've already opened up the AR630. The AR630 has already been updated
So
with
it's tainted.
Yes, it's tainted. It's got my DNA on it. The AR630 has already been updated with the latest and greatest firmware, which is great. And we're also going to be opening up the Avian ESC before I send it out. And we are going to update the Avian ESC with the latest firmware as well, which is going to enable things like being able to program the ESC through the interface of your DX or NX or IX series radio, so you don't have to plug a programmer into it, which is awesome. And it's also going to enable you through the AR630 to set up a reversing switch if you want it. So you can set up the Avian ESCs now with thrust reversing, or you can, you know, have the prop go the other way. Very cool. We're going to set all that up for you before we send it out and make sure that all of that is working. And then we'll pack it up, send it out, and you guys are going to have a really cool setup to upgrade a new plane, upgrade an old plane,
so
or
the chocolate beer, somebody asked about the chocolate. Okay, so I tasted that, and I'm telling you, that was like really good. It was like chocolate whispered from another room. It wasn't like a chocolate soldier or something.
Yeah.
It was a porter. So it was really good. Anyway, that's a really cool prize pack.
It is a cool prize pack. And I am super stoked for whoever the winner is going to be, because this, you know, a lot of people don't really get, like, what do they get when they get the full smart package. And for those of you guys that have a smart, capable transmitter, this is going to allow you to take advantage of all the smart telemetry, all of the battery voltages, the individual cell voltages, the battery temperatures, the motor RPMs. You're going to see all that data coming into your transmitter when you use this combination of products. So I'm real happy to be having this as a gift for a lucky winner in next week's
Next week's show.
Yeah, next week's awesome 2K subscriber / 1 year episode. So this episode is episode number 52, or I'm sorry, this is episode number 51 that we are here tonight. And next week's episode on the 21st will be the 52nd episode, and we're all going to have fun with that.
Yeah.
Jeff, everybody's eligible. Hey, you need to keep those dogs. Cat, go get them.
What are they doing?
You know what they're doing. If you're all right with that, I don't care.
I'm not all right with that. I just don't. I'm not chasing them around.
Yes.
All night.
So for everybody that needs to register for the giveaway for next week, look at the pinned comment in blue at the top of the chat, and it's got my email address in there. Just click the little pin on there, and it will show you the whole comment. It's got my email address in there. Make sure that you send me an email that has giveaway in the subject, and also if you want to donate a prize to next week's giveaway, so we can have it on the wheel, be sure to send me an email and let me know about that as well. Cool. So we've talked about next week's episode, and also for next week we have a very special guest, someone I haven't had on the show before. In fact, I think I've only seen him on Spectrum shows. Pretty cool guy, but he makes geeky videos a lot like me, but I think that when we get together, it's going to be a lot more fun. And that is Mr. Tom Cogswell from Horizon Hobby, who is the Spectrum brand manager, is going to be joining us next week for the 1-year anniversary episode, so that should be a lot of fun. And you guys can ask him anything you want. Just don't tell him I said that. He's not prepared. He's not prepared for you rowdy crowd.
Yeah, y'all are the rowdiest crowd I've ever been around.
The rowdiest.
Yeah.
Not really.
Rowdy.
We've been around some submariner folks. They're pretty rowdy.
Yeah, I don't think anything can touch that. So, that's a rabbit hole, and I'm not sure too many people could go down and come out the other side right. I sure didn't.
Yep. Randy, I got your email. Most of the folks that are in here, you guys are already on the wheel. But if you're not on the wheel already, make sure to shoot me an email in the pinned comment.
Get yourself on the wheel.
Get yourself on that wheel. Everybody needs to be in on this giveaway, because there are several great prizes that are already available, and I'm sure we're going to have more coming over the next week. All right. So that's our first subject for the night. Fred Bear and RC, good to see you tonight, brother. Mr. George Watts,
somebody's chewing on my
Jeff's
sock.
Custom RC. What's up?
There's something chewing on my sock.
It's dogs and cats. We got all the animals down here.
Because Mama's down here. Hey, buddy face. Hi.
Yes. All the UMX Dobermans want to make an appearance.
Come here, old man.
Like, don't do it. Yeah, now you can put the dog on the table. He don't do that.
He doesn't.
He'll slip and fall.
He's not. He's 14 years old.
He don't need to be slipping and falling
Come here,
off the
y'all.
table. Put the dog on the table.
Go get on the couch.
I think that was I know, Jeff, man. I'm so sorry about that.
What? What'd you do?
Jeff's Doberman passed away a couple weeks ago, and
I know, I saw that.
And that's just terrible news, man.
I'm really sorry to hear that. But I bet you gave him the best life ever.
I'm sure, man.
They'll be waiting on you.
That's all we
sure
can do for these animals, is just make sure that they live long and happy lives, and that they know they were loved while they were here with us.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
And then I think they come back as a puppy, and they're somebody else's dog, and then they have
more love to give.
Yeah, maybe they're like cats. They have 9 of them.
Those our cat's weird.
Our cat is weird. He thinks he's a dog.
He does.
He thinks he's a dog.
He's probably about to jump on the table. I can see him
That's
looking
all
up
right.
here.
I'm prepared. Come here, Lutchie.
All right. So the next thing I want to cover tonight is a subject that I keep. It's something that I keep seeing happening quite a bit here lately in places like RC groups, the Facebook groups, RC groups forum, Hobby Squawk, wherever people go to get information about RC stuff. You'll see someone that puts up a comment, right? And I'm not pointing the finger at anyone in particular. I'm just pointing the finger, just generally. All you people.
You mean by you people?
You people. All them
All
peoples.
you RC people? What are you trying to say?
All them RC peoples All right, so what I'll see is somebody puts up a post about an issue that they're having with an airplane. All right, I'm having this problem, and then you'll see people pipe in with questions. So either they broke their plane or whatever, and then
Can you just plug this thing in here?
you can't do that. It only goes one way.
Okay.
It only goes one way.
Well, this is on. And then it's gonna tell me
Battery voltage
it is
is
33% charged.
Yeah. So some of you guys might see where I'm going with this. All right. When you ask the crowd in general, unless you point out a specific person that you want help from, you're probably going to get answers from a lot of different people, right? One of the things that peeves me a little bit is when people go in and they ask for help, or they ask for assistance, or they ask for opinions. You know, it's like, I only want your opinion if it's one that I agree with. And that's just not the way to handle this, at least in my opinion. If you're going to come into these forums, if you're going to come into these Facebook groups and you're going to ask for help, don't be combative with the people that are trying to offer help. And understand that when we ask you qualifying questions in response to your question, that the people that are trying to offer help, we're not trying to be combative either. When we ask a question like, how were you flying? What temperature were you flying in? You know, we ask these qualifying questions so we can try to get a deeper, better understanding of the elements that were in play when whatever happened to your airplane happened. It helps us.
Because otherwise you're going to get an answer that isn't correct.
Or an answer that may be 100% irrelevant.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, your plane was off because you had an elevator servo go bad. Well, you know.
Was your underwear on backwards?
Yeah, was your underwear on backwards? I mean, what? Was your underwear on your head? You know, these, the questions that we ask are they're typically relevant. And they are questions that are required from, you know, the people that are going to be your best source of information, so we can understand the total circumstances and conditions around that flight. You know, was it windy that day? Did you have the gains on your, you know, were you using a gyro?
It's not a competition.
And these guys, you know, like,
everybody deserves the same opportunity to do this hobby, and
yeah,
I don't believe that any one person is better than another person.
Right.
Anyway, so like everybody should fly airplanes. Females, males.
Everybody should fly airplanes.
I'm working on it. Don't pressure me. Because when I crash that Habu, I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear, I told you, no.
Yeah, so George Watts, you know, George Watts brings up a good point that when you answer the questions, guys, it's not like we're trying to ask questions to belittle you or to make you feel like you did something stupid. Listen, we all do stupid stuff in this hobby. The fact that we're trying to take these tiny foam airplanes and put them in the air in the first place is pretty freaking stupid, right? So, you know, and then fly them at like 110 miles an hour. Like, the whole concept of this hobby is retarded, man. But, you know, it's also great, and we all enjoy it.
Did you put all these tiny little rivet dots in here the other day? That's what you were doing?
No. That was already done.
Which one?
I was doing a different plane. So, you know, we do all this, and we ask all these questions because we want to help and we want to provide the most informed answer that we can. So, you know, when you go to the forums and you ask for help and we say, were you flying with a gyro?
What does that matter?
You don't have to come back with, I don't fly gyros, that's for pussies. You don't have to say that. You know,
just say yes or no.
Yeah, just give us the situation. Yes, I was flying with a gyro. It's the first one like that I've ever programmed. I'm not sure if I did it right or not.
To ERC, like my day is chock full of stupid that I shouldn't be doing.
Exactly.
Like, I have no business doing it, but I do it anyway.
Dude, we all do silly things. We all do silly things. And, you know, one of the best things that I've always enjoyed about this hobby is that...
George, you told her the truth. That's so not... See, we appreciate that. I don't want to know how much money's hanging on my basement wall right now, because if I did...
Oh my God, just this part of the basement wall.
Kick him in the junk. Like,
yeah.
Really.
You don't want to know how much was spent on just the airplanes that the people can see. I mean, you guys can see what's hanging around us.
I'm not mad because you could be a drug addict.
That's true.
Or you could have a gambling problem. Or you could be spending money on prostitutes.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, y'all can see. And you know, with the understanding that each one of these airplanes has a battery and a receiver that goes with it, you know, there could have been, like, all the people that are like, oh, man.
You had a weak moment. You were off your game that day. He told him his wife how much an airplane costs, and George did. Oh, that she was helping move it.
George, that was a mistake. But Amy knows how much these things cost. She knows they're not cheap.
Yeah, because I've seen a couple of them on my credit card.
Yep, oops.
So therefore I know.
That's why I started buying everything on PayPal. I'm just kidding.
And clicking on my credit card to pay for it, so still not very smart.
Oh, what's going on, fellas? What's going on? All right, so that...
It's expensive, but you know what? I'd rather him do that than play a stupid video game that...
Right.
I can't stand that when somebody stares at a computer for like 12 hours a day and doesn't talk to anybody because they're playing some stupid game. Like, at least he's going outside of the house.
Yeah, I'm getting my vitamin D the natural way, through the sun.
And at least he's not spending money on drugs or hoes and...
Hoes.
Yeah. You know, so...
Yeah, at least I didn't take up a hobby in, like, gardening, and then I would have to buy hose all the time.
I do like gardening. I don't need a hoe. Streetwalkers are South Fulton County. I don't know. I've never seen a prostitute here.
Yeah, we don't go to the prostitute row. I don't even know where it is. Yeah, me either. It's gotta exist, but I don't go there.
No, but in Honolulu, you know who they are because they wear clear
They
heels.
wear clear shoes.
Clear shoes.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Tim.
Tim Two-Tub, thank you, sir.
Like you stole it.
I do appreciate that. Oh, that's funny. Oh, here's the cat.
Hey, Hanker Kitty.
Hello, cat. He's all mad because there's no airplane up here to...
He likes to rub around the airplanes. I don't know why. It's weird.
All right.
Hey, buddy.
So I had a lot of topics of conversation that I wanted to cover tonight. So we got the being combative about people trying to help. I mean, just when we ask questions, just give us your honest answer. I mean, we're not going to judge you. We're not going to make fun of you. We all fly foam airplanes.
And
of
if Dave
airplanes.
makes a smart-ass remark, that's just...
It's all in jest, man.
He has a very sarcastic sense of humor sometimes. I get it. I mean, I don't take offense to it.
Not everybody does, but
some people
cool.
are like, you know, you could put them on the coal with their butt into it, should have a diamond, and they get really mad and, you know, get little man syndrome about that stuff.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about, and this is a little bit out of order, but hey, there's no rules here. Yeah, my cat has never tried to eat an airplane. The only part of an airplane that he did try to eat, he tried to eat the nose cone off of my 64mm F-16. So...
I don't think he would eat it. He would probably just,
he was just biting it.
Pull it off and
he'd bite it.
Hi, baby. You like getting the scratches, don't you?
Yeah, Nate. I mean, it happens all the time. And guys, you know, we're all here to help each other. We're not here to make fun of each other, right? So if you ask us a question or you come in here with a concern about a model and we start asking you a bunch of questions, the best way to move forward is to just answer them. Just answer the questions, you know, so we know how to better answer yours. And that's it. So the next thing that I want to bring up is, you know, a lot of the guys that are in here, they participate. They participate in our Zoom sessions that happen on Friday nights.
I love cats. I used to hate them.
No, cats are awesome.
No, like I had a really bad experience with a cat that I found when I was 13.
Good cats are awesome.
I brought this cat home because I found it, and I woke up in the middle of the night, and it was straight up like clawing my legs and attacking me. So from that point forward, I never had a cat until I met Dave, and he had 2 cats. I didn't like them either.
But this one's a good cat. And our cat that we had before him.
Well, our daughter still has him.
Yeah, we've got cat. 2 cats that, just like we have 2 dogs that look damn near the same.
We have 2 cats that look exactly the same.
Yeah, we have 2 cats that also are dang near identical twins.
I just took his undercoat off and he is still shedding like there's no tomorrow.
And he don't care. Just rub him. That's all he wants.
Rub
me!
Ow! Is that not the right spot? Okay.
That's funny. Yes. This is the first animal that I've had when I say bite mama, he actually does it.
I'm scratching your chin, dude.
Bite mama! Arr! He bites mama all the time.
He bites my ankles.
He is an ankle biter. He's terrible. So
look at all that.
He bites me too, and he bites our, you know, but they're not like hard bites. It's those cat love bites or whatever. All right. So what I was going to say is the Zoom sessions that we do on Friday nights. I have talked with our friend Pilot Ryan, and we've been throwing around the idea of Pilot Ryan potentially ending his show a little bit earlier on Saturday nights. So instead of running till 1 or 2 in the morning, you know, because things start to get a little out of hand after the first couple of hours of his show anyway. So we've been toying around with the idea of shifting the Zoom session from Friday night to Saturday night, and immediately following the RC Pilots Lounge show. So Ryan was toying with the idea of maybe starting the RC Pilot Lounge show at 10 o'clock and then, or starting it at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, ending it at 10, and then shifting the conversation over to a Zoom conference where everybody can, you know, we can start seeing each other face to face. And our Zoom conferences, at least with the level of Zoom that I have right now, we can have up to 100 participants, right? So we can really pack the room in and get a whole lot of people in these Zoom sessions where we can all kind of meet in person to some degree. And it's a lot of fun. It's actually really informative, being able to get in there and ask the questions directly instead of having to type them in and hope that we see it. I mean, if you've got a loud mouth like Nate, everyone's going to hear you asking questions. So I wanted to see, you know, kind of what the general consensus was of shifting the Zoom from Friday nights after Dave's RC to shifting it over to Saturday night after the RC Pilots Lounge.
IG Bunny?
What is it? IG? Is that Instagram?
Instagram Bunny?
What is it? Instagram Bunny?
Is that like a girl who puts the bunny ears on her face?
Yep. So we're gonna. I think Ryan and I are gonna toy around with that idea maybe this coming weekend and see how that works out. We just want to get more people participating in the Zoom sessions. And I mean, our ability to interact in person with each other is critical for the, not just the growth of the hobby, but also that camaraderie that we feel. A lot of us, we talk through this forum where you get to see me on camera and I respond, somewhat in real time to the messages that you put in chat. But it's a lot more fun to have that real time interaction in a voice or video conference type of setting. So, we'll look at doing that this weekend. So if you guys are normally anticipating a Zoom conference that happens on Friday nights, this weekend, I think we're going to be shifting it from Friday over to Saturday. So I just kind of want to get everybody prepared for that little change.
So if you have to go to church on Monday, then you might want
Sunday.
to a Sunday. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Then you might want to take a nap that afternoon or something. I don't know.
Yep. It's always fun. So
my hands are so dry. What do y'all use on your hands after washing them so much?
they're men. They use spit and grease.
Your hands are
That's from spit and
my
grease.
hands look like my grandmother's.
And dirt. I get natural exfoliation from digging in dirt and grease.
Does not sound like anything I would put anywhere on me.
All right. So, sounds like we're probably going to be doing that. We may switch that from Friday. This coming Friday, we're going to switch that Zoom conference over to Saturday. And in Ryan's show, in the RC Pilots Lounge, I'll be posting links in there periodically throughout the night and more steadily as we get closer to the end of the show. You just click on that link, it'll let you come into the Zoom session. You may have to create a Zoom account. You may have to download the Zoom software, but once you do, you download the software and you create your Zoom account, you'll be able to come in. It's free for you. It costs me $15 a month that you guys pay for.
That red stuff with
that's what this YouTube channel is paying for is little subscriptions and things like that. So, awesome. So we're going to try that out this weekend. Next up on our agenda for the night.
You had an agenda?
Yeah, I've always got an agenda. All right. So I'm not going to put a bunch of airplanes on the table tonight because everybody would rather see Amy than airplanes, and I totally get that.
That is not true.
It's absolutely true.
It's not true.
We all like women's better than airplanes. Some of you.
I don't think that's true.
It might not be.
I really don't.
So, I didn't want to put a bunch of airplanes up on the table tonight.
Because who keeps these are my friends from high school. They're
turn the ringer off.
talking about a night that we
Put it on vibrate only.
almost gave this girl a concussion because we grabbed her by the arms and were carrying up her stairs, her up her stairs, and I forgot that her head was gonna go back like this, so her head was going bump, bump, bump up the steps. I don't know why you had to be there, I guess. Anyway.
No, look, Shay, I get it.
Yeah, if your kids are mine, you're doing something right. Over decorating the Christmas tree. Well, you know what? Just say here's a box for you, here's a box for you, and after they go to bed, then you can put them on the right way.
And they'll absolutely notice the next day.
No, they won't.
So, you guys, most of you guys have seen my FMS Pilates PC21.
I love you, George. There's some pretty good. Well, I found one.
What?
You said there's some. You guys are all pigs at heart, but that's not completely true. You used to be a real jerk, but
What?
I think I think I tamed you like a wild horse. So.
Look at Dennis Farley found a pig snout emoji. That's awesome.
If you're on your phone, you can go to your emoji list.
And you
Put whatever
can
you
type in
want.
pig snout.
Yeah.
Dude, that is awesome. So, the PC21, Awesome
Your kids
plane.
have been fighting since they got home from school. Like, our kids used to do that too.
They're idiots.
But they were like the same age, and, you know, I just expected it. I only had to step in a couple of times.
All right. So the PC-21, I took it out this weekend. It's the first time I've gotten to fly it since I replaced the fuselage. When I was doing the testing on it, if you guys remember a few weeks back, I did the testing on the motor and the prop was all wobbly. In fact, that was the week before I went to Florida. When I got back from Florida, I replaced the prop and the prop was still a little bit wobbly, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to send it and we'll see if it's really bad or not.
Oh, Gooniac, he said F you? Oh, hell no.
What's going on? Uh-oh. Dad.
No. That's only happened once, and
It's time to whoop
never
it.
happened again.
Time to whoop it after that.
Yeah. I was like, I got that look on my face that, you know, when your mom makes that look, you shut your mouth immediately.
Mm-hmm.
That usually worked. Because after that, it was a calling to Jesus. And they knew it.
Yep, so I got the PC-21 back in the air. And the PC-21, it flies amazing. It flies the way it always has. The issue is that I believe the motor shaft is still a little bit bent. So I'm either going to have to replace the whole motor or just the motor shaft. I just don't know if I can buy just the motor shaft. But we'll find out. I think I probably can buy just the motor shaft for the that Predator motor that comes in the PC-21. And if I can, I'm going to try to get one. What?
What meteors?
They were apparently outside.
Oh my gosh, I missed it.
All right. So, yeah, the prop is howling like a banshee when it's in the air. Yeah, put a bigger motor in it. That's what I'm talking about. Just get rid of the motor that's in there and get a bigger one.
When my daughter was 10 years old, she kept getting on things on the internet that I told her not to.
Mm-hmm.
And so I told her if I caught her again, I was going to take that computer and throw it over the banister.
And
That's
then
exactly
she did.
what happened. I took that brand new, was it a Dell?
I don't know what it was,
I don't know. It went into a billion pieces onto the floor.
there's other
Mom
RC
don't play.
there's other RC wives out there that get very happy when they see that there's other RC wives that are on these shows.
Dude, put yourselves on with your husbands. Like, seriously. Yeah. We're all like, I'm the
It's
same
fun.
as everybody else. I'm 40 years old. I've been through
Yep.
a lot of stuff.
Yep.
I
So
promise you, everybody goes through it. And if they tell you they never been through it, they are lying to you. So, that's all I gotta say. Yeah. My voice made her happy. Well, that's good.
So, David Martin Graff, I do have an NX10 on the way, but unfortunately they have not started shipping yet. So as soon as the NX10 starts shipping in the United States, I should be getting one very shortly after that. My understanding is that they should be arriving, the boat should be getting here towards the end of December, and we should have them in hand somewhere around mid-January. That's my understanding.
It
So
just makes you wonder what else comes down those boats.
nothing. By the time it gets over here, whatever viruses are on those boats
No,
are
I'm not
long
talking about
gone.
viruses, but like, do they, you know, you see movies where they
Traffic
bring
humans?
people over here.
Are we doing human China trafficking?
It makes you wonder.
Well, it hits
It
a lot
could
of hurts.
happen.
It could. I doubt it though. I really don't think that we're human trafficking Chinese kids
No,
on
I mean,
RC
just
shipping
like,
boats.
well, unless they were trying to escape, then they were like,
I don't know. So
no, I just think about weird stuff.
I have an NX10 on the way. Not here yet. I don't think anybody in the United States is getting them until mid-January timeframe. So that's where we're at.
Nobody may be getting anything until mid-January time frame. So.
So back to the PC-21. Airplane flies amazing.
You are, George, yeah.
Yeah, very lucky. I think that all wives should be
I'm supportive of
that
it
lucky.
because it causes, like, if he's in a bad mood, he can spend a day at the field and it's all better. Like not maybe, it just makes him feel better.
Like all the stresses of the day go away, and I come home and I'm smiling.
Completely supportive of that.
Like even if I go to the field and I wreck a couple of planes, like Amy normally doesn't even know that I wrecked a couple of planes, you know, because I come home happy. I mean,
it just gives him something to fix.
Yeah. I mean, normally I enjoy the challenge of breaking an airplane, so I like the hobby, whether it's flying, or, you know, I like all three phases of the hobby.
Sometimes I feel that I don't really like holding the camera because it hurts my shoulder. I have like really bad shoulders. It's not comfortable.
That's why we have to get you flying, and I'll do the filming.
I know. I mean, you went flying and you didn't tell me. Somebody told me it was too cold to go flying now.
No, it's not too cold.
Okay, so?
No, you just got to keep the batteries warm. So if we keep the heater on in the car and keep the car at like 75, 80 degrees.
That's a lot of gas wasted.
No, and we keep the batteries in the car and then we just bust them out.
Why don't you just take them in the office where there is a heater?
Oh, that's true. There is a heater.
There, because nobody's going to steal your stuff there.
No one steals nothing there. So yeah, we may start doing that.
They might have needed it more than you.
So, PC21. Motor shaft is bent. I'm 99% sure that the prop still has a little bit of a wobble to it, where you can tell that motor shaft is not quite axial anymore. I'm
usually the only girl there too.
Yeah.
There's like two other, but I haven't seen them but like once each.
So I've tried, tightening down the bolts on the front of the motor can, that hold the prop adapter onto the front of the motor. That didn't change anything. The prop is still wobbling. It's screaming like hell. You can tell that it's unbalanced, that it's not behaving well, but it's still creating thrust, and the airplane still flies awesome. The red one right there. This is not the motor from that red one. So, airplane flies amazing, and then I noticed that one of the main wheel retracts, and I think the front nose retract is also bad. The front nose retract.
You're a great father, Guniac.
Yeah,
if I heard you yelling at me worry, I'd be like, yes, sir.
Guniac, I changed the prop, the spinner, and the prop adapter, and the prop is still kind of warped a little bit. So I know that it's not the prop. I've measured it and done some testing with my
circumference.
My prop balancer. So the prop balance is fine. Everything is fine. All the tolerances are within what I would consider to be a good spec. The spinner's not warped. The spinner's good. The prop shaft is good. The only other thing that it could be is that the motor can the very end of the motor shaft is
like
warped.
A centrifuge, like it has to be balanced.
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't you just get another one?
Getting another motor would probably fix it.
With how much money?
Like $20.
Why are we even talking about this?
I'm just letting the people know the status of the apparatus.
If you don't feel like Jimmy rigging with your motors, then just go spend $20 and...
Yeah, Guniac, I checked the mounting screws on the X bracket. I checked the mounting screws for the prop adapter. I've checked everything. And where the X bracket mounts to the motor. I've checked all that stuff. Everything is good, and you can actually see the prop doing this. If those were off, I would think that it'd be constantly, like the thrust angle would be consistently off, and it's not. Like the prop actually wobbles while it's spinning. So I think it's got to be a motor shaft at this point, and that's fine. So replacing the motor is not a big deal. I'll either replace the motor, or if I can buy just the motor shaft, I'm gonna try to do it that way. We'll see. The prop is good too. We've tested the prop. Prop is good. Spinner's good. Prop adapter's good. Everything is straight, true. Everything's good. So.
Last time I danced on a table, I was like in my 20s.
Last time you danced on a table, you busted your knee.
No, that was I was doing a Liberty.
Well, whatever you were doing,
I
you
just
busted
happened
a
to
knee.
land on the bar, and then I broke my knee. Well, I broke my leg.
At that point, I was dancing way over the table.
No, I was
and I
just...
fell onto the table.
Okay, so there was the girl on this side. She was just too drunk to be doing it.
None of y'all should have been doing any of this crazy stuff.
She lifted me up. She dropped my foot, and I fell frontwards and landed on the bar. I tried to catch myself and correct it, but I didn't realize I was that close to the floor, and my leg went down straight instead of bending it. So I like cracked that bone under your knee. I was off of it for like, I didn't even know until the next day when I got up and tried to walk on it and I just fell over. It didn't hurt at all.
Yep, so Aviator, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Thanks for stopping in tonight.
Who is a...
This was under the patella. Under the patella.
It was the... What do they call it?
The patella is the kneecap, and it was under the kneecap.
It smashed the meniscus and then cracked that bone underneath in your, like, the bottom part of your leg.
Yes, it was hurting.
Something plateau. Tibial plateau.
Tibial plateau.
Tibial plateau is it cracked the...
Yes,
cracked it.
the tibial
right down
plateau.
Plateau.
The plateau.
Yeah. I had to go to the doctor, Dr. Memphis, like...
Well, there's the joint of two bones under the patella.
And I cracked something. I don't know. They took care of me in Memphis, though, and put it back together. And that was interesting trips to a very bad part of town.
Yes. Y'all didn't know that we talked about bone structure up in here, too. If my dad's in the show, he can pipe in and tell y'all about it. He was an orthopedic guy for his whole life.
The only reason I know is because I Googled it about 1,000 times because it kept saying, you can't walk for 3 months, but I did it in 2. So, I proved the internet wrong.
So somebody just sent me a message that said, did it look like this? And I'm waiting to see what this is.
I have the x-ray still. I just couldn't flatten it for so long, and I had to be non-weight bearing. No, there was no left-handed nothing. There was a lot of Jameson, though.
There was a lot of alcohol involved.
It was me and a couple of high school friends and my best friend. And these girls are all nurses, so it was all good. Like, they just made sure I was alive. Threw me in the back of the car. And I tried to get up the next morning. And so they took me to the hospital, and it was broken. It was awesome.
All right. So...
Not really.
You know, that brings us, so the Pilatus PC21 still has some more work that needs to be done on it. It's got some bad retracts that probably happened as a result of the accident that it was in, but they worked a couple of times, and now one of them doesn't come up anymore, and the main, the front nose wheel retract doesn't go in all the way, and there's nothing binding it up or anything, so I'm going to have to replace at least 2 of the retracts on that plane, and that sucks, but I think my old E-Flight retracts might work in that plane, which would be great. So the PC21 is awesome, Gooniac. You would absolutely love it. It's a great plane. It flies awesome. You know, I just had issues with it, and I made a, pilot error of some sort, crashed it, and I'm just trying to get it back, where it's 100% flying like new. So what I'll tell you is the current flight condition, it flies amazing. So as long as I don't put the gear up, it flies amazing. It just sounds like crap. So got to fix that prop, got to fix that motor shaft, got to fix those retracts, and then we'll be back in business. Next up, I've got 2. So all of my favorite planes, right? These are more winter projects that are coming up. So the other day, I was talking to, who was it? It was during Ryan's show, or actually it was during the Zoom session. Somebody, you know what? It was Airvexed. It was Micah. Airvexed RC was asking me about some stuff, forward programming questions for the AR637T. So I brought down my Commander, which has an AR637T, and then I, gave it a little bit of throttle because I wanted to engage the AS3X, and I noticed that the motor on the Commander sounded like crap, which really sucked because I'm not sure if you can get that motor anymore. And what I did, I ended up like taking the motor off, and I took it apart, and you guys can't see it, but one of the magnets.
Oh yeah, I can see it. One of the little magnets.
One of the magnets
gone.
came out of the motor can.
Yeah.
Dang it.
So
I mean, I've still got it. I need to epoxy that back in.
That's an easy fix.
Yeah, that's easy to fix. We can epoxy that magnet back into the motor can, and we'll get that thing back up and running again. So that was good. That was not like a complete showstopper. And we'd have found another motor to go in the Commander anyway. You know, I'm sure we could have found something that would work, but
I can't get it out.
Yeah, I know it's a pain in the butt. Don't worry about it. I have to get a tool.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Seems like you should just slide it right back out, but no.
All right. So the next thing is, if you can find a Commander MPD at a local hobby shop, buy it. Buy it. Even if you don't want it, you can sell it to someone else.
Have you noticed that the dudes that work in our hobby shop are like never excited about anything?
Yeah, sometimes they
They're
are.
kind of jerks.
They're not really jerks. They're just bored.
They're bored. Why are you work in a hobby store? Why are you bored for?
I don't know.
But don't they carry like, all the big brands and stuff?
No, that's like a total knee replacement.
Oh, like that? That's
no.
Like, I saw some people that had the same injury as me that came in there and had like these casts on that had pins all of it. I was very, very, very lucky. I was non-displaced. But there were people that had like pins, and I would just like cry for them. I would walk by them and just be like, I'm so lucky and blessed that that's not me. Because that can happen really easy too. You can step off. I knew a girl that stepped off a step that was like yay high, and she did the same thing and had like pins up her legs for months. It was terrible. So I got lucky. But no, I didn't look like that.
One of the reasons that I personally like the Commander MPD is that it flies amazing. It's got a huge speed envelope, so you can fly it slow. You can fly it, if you convert it over to 4S like I have, you can actually get some really good speed out of it. And it's very predictable. Ground handling, it's not like
That's one of your favorite flyers.
Yeah, it flies amazing. And the other thing that I like about the Commander is that it has very crisp maneuvering. It's no slouch. When it'd be an awesome pattern plane. So when you pop it, you go 90 degrees, like point rolls, aileron rolls are very axial in the Commander MPD. It's just a beautiful flying plane.
Once you go lay down.
Yeah. The P-39 does fly very similar. A very similar airframe actually between the P-39 and the Commander MPD. So it's
That's
got a lot of.
He likes the most, I think.
Yeah, the Commander has a lot of great flying characteristics, and I know that some people don't like it. I don't know why, but some people don't like it. Now, in mine, as far as the power system goes, the only thing I changed was the ESC. I changed it to a 60 amp ESC.
Hi, baby. Hi, baby.
So the Commander MPD is no longer available, unfortunately. It is now discontinued, but if you can get a hold of one, it comes out of the box with a 3S power system. I updated mine to a 60 amp ESC and started running it on 4S, and it turned it into a completely different airplane. I mean, that thing moves on 4S.
So would they could possibly find one at that the trade show thing?
So last year, if any of you guys are down in like the Georgia, Florida, Alabama area, if you can make it up to the Perry Swap Meet.
Just don't stay at the Comfort Inn.
Don't stay at the Comfort Inn. Well, it wasn't the Comfort Inn, was it?
It was something.
Wherever we stayed, it was terrible. Don't go there.
Next time I'm staying at the Holiday Inn, no.
Yeah, we should have stayed at the Holiday Inn.
I didn't take my clothes off that night. Like, I slept in my clothes, and I did
You
not
slept in a
sleep.
trash bag.
I didn't sleep in the sheets. I don't think we even unmade the bed.
No, it was
bad.
not the best hotel room.
Oh.
But, you know,
And
it is what
like,
it is.
Yeah, I mean, I'll know better next time.
So last year at the Perry Swap Meet, there were 2 or 3 Commander MPDs, and all of them were sold
Before we
in
got
the first
to
and second day. I mean, they get sold pretty quick. If you can find somebody that has one and doesn't run it anymore. What?
Hamilton's he's gonna hang out with his wife and put his babies to bed.
Thanks for coming out tonight.
Yeah.
Jay, always good to see you.
Kiddos, good night. And your wife. Be sweet to her.
You know, Ryan, it could have been. This place was gross.
I don't think so. It was like, I swear it was one of those.
Was it like a Comfort Inn?
I think so.
Quality Inn?
No, because I know better than that. Those aren't quality at all.
They're not quality. I don't think it was a Comfort Inn.
I think it
was it a Travelodge?
No, I don't stay at Travelodge either.
But that's what it reminded me of. Was like a Travelodge. It was gross.
The motel.
No, we wouldn't stay at like a Super 8 or a Motel 6. That's really not our style.
I can't remember what it was, but if I saw a picture of it.
It was right next to Chili's.
That was Applebee's.
Well, it was right next to wherever. Applebee's, Chili's, whatever it was.
Yeah, and the people staying at the nice hotel were like trying to pick up these poor ladies passing through, leaving from Florida, and I'm just like...
Yeah, there was a lot of weird shit going on. So we got to find out where Jeff in Lower Alabama stays, because he says the place that he stays at is pretty nice in Perry.
Let us know.
So we need to know where that is, because the place that we stayed at in Perry was terrible.
Technically, I only had 2 days to find a hotel, so...
Yeah, it scared me a little.
Yeah, it did scare me a lot. I thought if I got COVID, or if I'm going to get COVID, I got it right here at this place. I don't even think we brushed our teeth, and then that was it. Like
George, I want to say it's in mid to late February. Maybe like the third week of February.
Because it was in February, yes.
Yeah. And
the place they have that, you can bring your kids, because they have like horses and chickens and
yeah, they got all kinds of stuff.
There was a lot of stuff going on that day, and you could buy like caramel popcorn and funnel cakes and stuff.
Yeah, it was crazy. In fact, George, if you're an AMA member, if you get the Model Air or Model Aviation magazine, there is a full page ad for the Perry Swap Meet in the latest version of
car windows broken and
the Model Aviation magazine.
In the lobby. Like, I swear to God, there was at least 2 tweakers that we came across at this hotel, and I just was like, you just act like you don't freaking see them. Because if you like actually act like you see them, that's when they start asking you for shit.
All right. So Tim Toutant has a question asking what OpenTX is. Is that a serious question, Tim?
I am too.
Are you just pulling my leg?
Like, the last hotel that I stayed in, before that was the Opryland Hotel, if that tells you anything.
So. Yeah, open source, or Tim Toutant, what OpenTX is for transmitters that...
I'm going to go refill. You explain this. I'll be right back.
For transmitters that run on the hardware that can support it, OpenTX is an open source software that's very similar to like the Airware that you'd find on a Spectrum radio. It's an open source piece of software that runs on supported hardware, right? So like Linux for your PC. If you didn't want to run, Microsoft Windows, you could run OpenTX instead. Now, typically, the transmitters that run OpenTX are built to run OpenTX. At this point, I have two or three transmitters that run on OpenTX. I've got the Radio Master TX16S and the Tango 2, Team Black Sheep Tango 2 that runs OpenTX. And, it's just a way to, enter all the settings. It's a operating system that runs on the hardware, and it translates the inputs from the hardware into the output that goes to a like a transmitter module that is connected through the UARTs of the main board. So there's a lot going on inside of them from a technical aspect. They kind of run the same as like an Arduino or a cell phone, you know, where you've got serial inputs and serial outputs, and you know, the OpenTX is kind of the central system that routes those signals from inputs to outputs. If any of that makes sense, I hope it does. The OpenTX is the operating system that those run on. It's software. Yeah, kinda. It's kind of like Android for transmitters, except that Spectrum actually uses Android for transmitters. So OpenTX is more like Linux. It's an open source platform, you know, that has a whole team of software developers. It works really good, but yeah, I mean, it does have a steep learning curve. But once you figure it out, I mean, I haven't found a lot. In fact, to this point, I haven't found anything that you can't do with OpenTX. It's just a matter of figuring it out, right? No, your DX18 runs Airware, right? So the Spectrum Airware software that runs on your DX18 is the equivalent of OpenTX. So in fact, you cannot run OpenTX on your DX18. You have to run Airware.
What are you talking about? What's on the table behind him? The helicopter.
A cup, a transmitter.
Dave's Navy cup. A transmitter and a picture of
a picture of our son.
Yeah.
A very cool.
Oh, this.
So that is it is a piece of the skin off of a P-47 that's been stamped out into a keychain or a luggage tag.
It's called A Piece of History.
And this was sent to us by Mickey B, who you guys see in the show every now and then. I'm not sure if he's in here tonight, but it was
a fighter bomber.
Yeah, we've got like a serial number where this came off of a P-47. So
September 1943 was the plane this came off. That's when it flew. That's really cool. It's
a piece of aluminum that's part of the skin of an old P-47. Oh, you just busted the landing gear. So, Amy just knocked the helicopter off of the stand, and it busted the landing gear into about 40 pieces. It's okay. They're cheap. We'll get another one.
I feel bad.
That's like a $2. That's like a $2 part. Yeah. Yeah, Jeff. It's a good thing I like to fix things.
Yeah, because I'm very clumsy. I've broken how many vacuum cleaners since we've known each other?
All of them.
Except for the last one that we had.
Yeah, the vacuum cleaner that she has not broken is the one that we still have.
2 years ago? Yeah. And I've blown up like 16 hair dryers.
Yeah, all the hair dryers get blown up.
Yeah.
All of the vacuums get blown up. It's awesome. So I see how it is, Tim. You come in here, you get told what OpenTX is, and then you bounce, man. It's cool.
He's joking. Good night, Tim.
Have a good night, man.
Have a great day tomorrow.
You know, Ryan O, you bring up a good point. I rarely land helicopters on the landing gear anyway, so it really doesn't matter if the skids are there or not, because it's probably coming down on the blades, not on this landing skid.
I don't like to cook either, Nate. So I totally get that. I'm not that good at it either. I mean, I can make a couple things, but that's like it.
Right.
But kudos for your mom for, like, you know, she's feeding you.
Okay. So a couple of different topics
Yes,
that I want to get through real quick. So we already talked about the Commander MPD, busted motor. I was all upset because I wanted to take that one out this past weekend.
What did you take out?
But I didn't. So I did take out the P47, my Dynam P47, which everybody always compliments. You know, they're like, man, that thing flies great because I've upgraded the motor and the speed
Ron
control.
Jeremy plane?
Yeah, no.
No.
That's the PC21. That's the one I was talking about earlier.
The one behind it?
The one behind it, the silver
yeah.
one.
Okay. Is that the one you were putting the dots
I was putting the
in?
dots on it. Yeah.
Okay.
So on Friday, I started. So while I was in Florida, I mean, it's not like it takes a brainiac to learn how to do this, but while I was in Florida,
I've actually done that before, making macaroni and cheese.
Oh,
I
yeah.
forgot about the water, and then like it like boiled all out, and
Mm-hmm.
every now and then you just get tired of doing that crap.
The P47, while I was down in Florida, you know, Papa Boozer was doing a bunch of Papa Dots on one. In fact, the plane that I gave to Wesley, that I got this F-15 for, Papa started doing the Papa Dots on the E-Flight P-51 Mustang.
Yep, I used another one up.
And he was, oh, that's good.
I should own stocking chapstick.
Yeah, for real.
What about y'all?
So he was showing us how to do the Papa Dots. So I got the pins to do the Papa Dots and started dotting up the P47. I got it probably about 3/4 of the way done. I mean, it's kind of a time-consuming process.
I'm not drunk, really. Maybe.
Yeah, so not yet.
I'm not gonna now.
So,
I've got too much crap to do tomorrow.
Yep, I brought the P47 out and got a lot of great compliments on the Papa Dots. So that's cool.
Nate, you should DoorDash for your mom one night and then have it all laid out, and she'll love you so much.
And pretend like you cooked it.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
But okay, so everybody was digging the Papa Dots on the P47.
Also, I just feed him the bad stuff. Like
all the bad things.
I mean, I grew up eating fried chicken and mashed potatoes, and
yep.
that's how my grandmother taught me to cook. So I need to, learn. No, I need to go back to that Walmart because Shadow, that is the only Walmart that had that chocolate alcohol.
Yeah.
Chocolate.
So we even went to like a package store and we could get the six pack
bottles.
but you couldn't get the 12-pack. And I'll tell you, I hope they keep making it because it's really good. The Hershey's Porter.
Yeah.
From Yingling, excellent
Tripper.
beer.
I remember Jack Tripper.
What else was I going to say? Oh, P47. P47's flying great. Everything works great as always. That's been one of my.
Shadow. I don't like to cook because I have to do it every. When you have to do it every day.
You don't have to do it every day. Anyway.
Of course I do. You have to eat.
Okay.
What are you talking about? I'm
Don't
just
worry
talking
about
to the people.
So the P47, I took it out, I flew it, everything flew great. I was gonna fly some FPV, and then
I'm a Jack Tripper.
I got everything turned on, and the FPV camera was showing me nothing except a big piece of crap black screen, and I was like, dang it. So now I gotta do,
It's a Pennsylvania beer, is that right?
yeah, Hershey, Pennsylvania. Yingling, Pennsylvania.
Oh, so that's
They're
why
all
they
from the
teamed up
same
with
place.
Hershey?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. We've driven past that exit, but you never took me. I think it was too far out of the way. I mean, if you're driving
what's up?
from Tennessee to Pennsylvania, the last thing you want to do is stop somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You just want to get it over with.
See? People's wives enjoy it when you're on the show.
Oh, thanks. Y'all should come on y'all's show too. Because I just talk about a bunch of BS.
So, yeah.
Well, yeah, I get that.
The FPV camera on the P47 is dead. So I got to replace the camera, and that sucks.
She should put her quilts on YouTube. Yeah. Like, she runs a quilt
YouTube
shop.
quilting
She runs
channel.
a quilt shop. Like, she's gonna be talented to do that.
We need a new one.
Okay, let's buy one from her. And
That's
then
what I'm talking about.
her.
We need a new one.
Yes, we do
ours,
need a new one because we're both freezing to death at night right now.
Yeah, and it's not big enough for the bed.
It's not big enough for the bed.
It's like a queen size
Yeah.
quilt, and we need a king size quilt.
Yeah. So, like, I'll totally buy a quilt from her.
So we need to get in touch with you, Shadow, and get a quilt.
Yeah, does she have, like, a website
But
or,
it's gotta
like,
be
a
cool.
Facebook page?
It can't suck.
I'm sure it's not going to suck. I mean, I'd rather buy it from her than pay $60 or $80 for a stupid one that I'm going to hate in 2 weeks. Like, no.
So, Ken Sprouse,
a real one.
the answer to that is I am running a CADX Ant. It's a small camera, but I had to put the adapter on it. So it's a 19mm mount, which is pretty standard for FPV cameras. I can throw whatever I want in there. And what I'll probably do is I'll probably replace that camera with like a run cam split where I can do 1080p recording inside as all part of a single unit. So that'll probably be the next camera I put in there, is a run cam split.
We do have a Disney Princess quilt. Actually, it was mine, and my daughter picked out Cars. No, she picked out Spider-Man. She wanted Spider-Man. Now, where is my Disney Princess quilt, by the way?
I don't know. Does Alyssa have it?
No.
Where is it?
Hopefully in her room.
It is in there. It's on the bed.
Better be.
It's on the bed. What the hell would I do with it?
I thought you took it to place in Indiana.
I did take it up there.
Okay.
But I bought all of it back as one unit.
Okay.
See, Gary, thanks for talking about it tonight, man.
You mounted? Are you talking about your little GoPro thing?
No, baby, the camera, the FPV camera that I could see in the goggles when I'm flying the silver plane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that broke.
You didn't start anything.
But
no, I would just be upset if it was gone, but not really that.
Yeah, everything else on the FPV works. Like the head tracking still works, everything still works, but the camera looks like it's down for the count. I'm going to do some testing with my multimeter to make sure it's actually getting power to the camera. And if it is,
okay,
great. I can tell that the VTX is still working.
Just send Dave what the website is or the phone number.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I just need a king size, something that'll keep me warm, and that's kind of pretty.
I am not a big fan of Rolling Rock beer, but I do like Yang Lang. What's up, Colin?
I've tried it once or twice, but
Colin Air Shows.
Hey, Colin.
It's Colin.
I know.
I call him Colin.
Yeah, I know.
But it's Colin for real.
I know.
Okay.
You've already explained this to me.
Fine. I'm just trying to let you know that his real name's not Colin.
I know, his real name's not Colin.
All right. And that brings us to our last topic.
Which is?
And Amy can interrupt the crap out of this one. But this one is pretty important. So I want to talk to you guys about something that I told myself once upon a time. I would never explain how to do this on this channel because it's not the safest thing in the world. But here's the thing. I would rather tell you how to do it right, where you don't blow yourself up, than to not tell you how to do it at all, and people try it and end up destroying equipment because they didn't do it the right way. Can anybody guess what we're going to talk about? Can anybody guess what we're going to talk about tonight?
Well, but our dogs get in between us. Like, then I freeze to death all night.
Oh, we're going to talk about batteries, Godiac.
Oh, you're talking about diffusing them?
But can you see? Can you see what I've got here? I've got a bunch of 3200 4S batteries in my hands. Can anybody guess what they think that we're going to be talking about tonight?
Battery safety?
We are not talking about battery safety directly. We talked about that on the last show 2 weeks ago. We're not going to be talking about battery safety. We're not going to be talking about soldering. Yes, JT200. We are talking about parallelogram charging. Because look, people do parallelogram charging, parallel charging, and a lot of people screw it up, right? So what I'm going to tell you, and this is going to be very abbreviated, but I'm going to show you, and I don't even have a charger here because once everything is hooked up right to your parallel board, you're good to go. Now, some people refer to this as, hey man, do you have a balance board? Look, this is a balance board. It plugs into the balance connector on my charger, and it's got a bunch of independent little balance leads on it. This is for one connector on your battery only. This is a balance board. This is not how you charge your batteries. This is just how you hook up the balance lead. The balance board, you can have parallel balance boards, but for the most part, like this is a balance board. Parallel charge
if this
boards.
battery puffed, I would literally crap my pants.
Like right now? It's not going to do anything right now.
It says disconnect if charger batteries become hot or puff. If I saw this thing puff, I would be running out the house. I'd be grabbing animals up and running out the house.
Yeah. The Rev Electrics are great. The iChargers are great for doing parallel charging. So we're not going to talk tonight about the type of chargers that you should be using for parallel charging. That's a completely different conversation, right? What I will say, high current, high wattage, right? So when you start seeing those chargers that can charge like 40 amps at 1,000 watts, man, that's what those things were designed to do, is big batteries, parallel charging them all at like 2C, but what we're going to talk about real quick tonight is very fast math and how to hook up batteries to a balance board. This is a balance board. Are you
going to film it, Shadow Ops? Because I'd like to see that.
So this balance board is an EC3. It's an EC3 balance board. You can get them like EC3. You can get them with XT60s, XT90s, whatever. This one can take up to 30 amps of charge current. All right, so
what do you do? Hook that up to the charger?
Yes, we hook all these batteries up to the parallel board.
This right here. This thing right here.
But not so fast, right? Here is where people make mistakes when they're doing parallel charging. And this is kind of the safety part of things that I wanted to get into. If you're going to do parallel charging, I'm going to go ahead and talk about it. I'll get it out of the way. I want you guys to do it right. Right, so the big thing to keep in mind when you're doing parallel charging is the first thing that you want to do before you ever hook up your first battery to the parallel board is check the battery and find out where your cells are at. Right, so this
it's like 3.8. This
is 3.80. Good to go. So now we have our reference. This one is at a storage voltage 3.80 volts per cell. 4-cell battery. That's important. The first thing that you want to always keep in mind when you're parallel charging is that every battery that you hook up to your parallel board has to have the same number of cells, right? So in this case, we're going to be hooking up 4-cell 4S batteries. That is of vital importance. The voltage across all the batteries has to be exactly the same, right? Tip number 1. Requirement, gospel, number 1. All right, this one's good to go, 3.80 volts. We're going to look at this next one. 3.80 volts. Great, man. See, that's another reason I like these Spectrum Smart Packs. Once you get them to where, where they're going to auto discharge, they always go down to storage voltage all by themselves. Man, these things are all sitting right at 3.80 volts. That's beautiful. 3.80 volts. Awesome. So all of these batteries are the same. Now, the reason I went through and I checked all the voltages is because the number one thing that you want to do when you're doing parallel charging is that make sure that all of your batteries are within about 1/10 of a volt of each other, right? So if you have one battery that's sitting at 4.2 volts a cell, and you hook that up in parallel with a battery that's at 3.8 volts a cell, the amount of current that is good. So number one, those two batteries are going to equalize with each other at the maximum current that they can possibly do, because you're effectively shorting those two batteries together. So there is zero regulation in balancing the voltage between those batteries. So it happens almost immediately that the battery voltage will balance between those two batteries. And you want to make sure that you're within about 1/10 of a volt, right? So if these are all sitting at 3.8, I'm safe to hook up any battery that's sitting between like 3.8, 3.9. We're good to go. We can hook up all those batteries together. And that brings us to our next tip, right? You do not want a large discrepancy between the total voltage of the batteries, right? So these are all sitting at 3.8, so they are safe to hook up in parallel. Number one point, safe to hook up in parallel. They're all within 1/10 of a volt. Always use your voltmeter. Always check your voltages before you hook up in parallel. Next thing, when we go to hook up these batteries, and this is another big mistake that I see people make, a lot of people will hook up their charge or their balance connectors first. A lot of people hook up this balance connector first, right? The wires of your balance connector and also the traces on the circuit board that make your parallel board, the wiring is very small, right? Very, very high gauge wire. So what's that? Probably like 28 gauge wire for your balance lead. You do not want to hook up your balance lead first, because what will happen is, say you have a cell discrepancy of greater than 1/10 of a volt, and you hook up your balance leads first, all the current that the thing can possibly muster when you shunt these two batteries together. So if I hook up this balance lead and then I hook up another balance lead and there's a big discrepancy in voltage, that bounce as they start to balance with each other, balance those voltage, it's going to try to do that across your balance leads. You don't want that to happen. So when you're hooking up your batteries, you always hook your discharge, your big fat wires, right? With the EC5, EC3, whatever connector, always hook up your discharge leads first. Paramount, absolutely key, right? So first tip, all your cells need to be within 1/10 of a volt of each other. Second tip, always connect your discharge lead first, the one with the big connector. Right, so we can go ahead and do that. We're gonna hook up these batteries. Amy's getting nervous, right? She's like, oh God, it's all about to happen. No need to get nervous. Everything is good. Right, so these are all 4S packs. That's another big thing to consider. They're all 4S packs. And
Rusty.
we are hooking up our main discharge leads. Right, so the reason that we hook all these up is if there's going to be any bounce and shift in voltage between one battery and the next, it's going through these high current capable discharge leads. Right, so now I've got my 4 batteries connected in parallel with the discharge leads, and at this point, over those large traces that are capable of withstanding up to 30 amps of current, our big discharge wires, which can take the full. Did he crop dust us?
Either that or your battery smells like sulfur.
No, he crop dusted us.
Yeah,
our dog.
Sulfur.
Our dog just crop dusted us.
He's
just playing crazy. What's up?
Hi.
All right.
He did. He hit and ran.
Yeah, he crop dusted us, that dirty bastard. So we've got our 4 batteries hooked up now in parallel with the main discharge leads, right? Nothing's blowing up, everything is fine, nothing's getting hot, and there's no big voltage shifts. Now, one of the things that I can do, again, using my cell checker, I can plug in the EC3 connector here to my battery, and I can see that I'm sitting at about 15.27 volts, which is what I expect to see when I've got all my batteries hooked up in parallel. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is now we can hook up our balance leads, right? After we have connected our discharge leads and allowed the voltage to equalize across the batteries. So you need to hook them up, wait for about 15-30 seconds, let the voltage equalize across all 4 batteries, and now we can start hooking up our balance leads. Now, some folks have asked me, well, which balance lead do I connect to? Here's the other big secret. The balance connectors are all in parallel too. It doesn't matter where you connect the balance leads as long as you connect them to the right balance ports. So as long as they're all going into 4S balance ports in this particular case, you're good to go, right? So I'm going to go ahead and start connecting my balance leads. So I've got one here, I've got one here, and again, it doesn't matter where I connect them as long as I connect them to a 4S port on the parallel charge board.
Let me get it out.
All right, so now we've got all of our balance leads connected. So now we are ready to connect this to our charger. Connect it to the charger. All right, we're not going to connect it to a charger because I have like no desire to actually do balance charging. But if you're going to have problems with balance charging, or I'm sorry, with parallel charging, this is usually where you're going to run into problems. Is people make the mistake of hooking up packs that have a huge disparity in voltage between the packs that they're hooking up, right? Where you don't want that differential to be any more than like 1/10 of a volt, right? Or they'll hook up their balance leads first and they'll try to pass all of that voltage that's equalizing those batteries through the traces of the board and through these tiny itty bitty balance wires, and they'll end up frying something and it'll let the smoke out, and that's not good. Or, you know, if you do it right and you hook it up discharge leads first, allow the batteries to equalize, then you're good to go. So at this point, what do? We've got our 4 batteries hooked up. What do we do, right? Another misconception that people have about balance charging is that all of the batteries need to be identical. Not true, right? All the batteries need to be the same voltage, right? So they all need to be 4S, right? In this particular case, I'm running 4S batteries, so I'm running all 4 batteries are 4S packs. In this particular case, all of these batteries are 4S 3200 packs. Now,
you're so sweet.
Where the misconception that I'm talking about comes from is that some people will tell you that they all need to be identical packs, that the milliamp hours of every pack need to match. That's not true. The only thing that needs to match is the cell count. So they're all 4S. Once I connect them in parallel, all of the capacities of these batteries become cumulative. So in theory, or in essence, my bucket, it just gets bigger and bigger, right? So I can fit more juice inside the much larger bucket. So yes, the bucket is still 14.8 volts, but now I can fit much more capacity in there. So all of my milliamp hours are cumulative, and my relative C rating increases every time that I put another battery in parallel. So my discharge capacity when I run batteries in parallel doubles, right? So if I have, say, a 3250C pack in parallel with another 3250C pack, when I connect those two together in parallel, I now have a 4S 6400 milliamp hour 100C pack that you can drive the hell out of. Now, do I condone that? Probably not. Probably not the best idea to run the piss out of it, but the effective C rating gets doubled every time you put more packs in parallel. It does not work that way in series, so don't take this to be like the gospel for series as well. It does not work that way. In fact, it's the complete opposite. So what we do before we connect this, so how do we figure out what the C rating is when we're charging in parallel? Well, we simply add all of the milliamp hours of all the batteries that we have connected. In this case, we have 4 3200 packs. So that is 12,800 gross. So that is 12,800 milliamp hours. I got this balance board from Progressive RC. Progressive RC has a lot of awesome balance boards, by the way. So we're looking at 12,800 milliamp hours. So, using the same math that we would if we were charging a single 4S battery, how do we come up with what is 1C? Because it's still safe to charge this at 1C. But 1C is now 12,800. That's the math that you're going to use for your capacity to find out what 1C is. And now, instead of charging it at 3.2 amps for 1C, I can charge it at 12.8 amps.
10 inches of snow, where are you getting that?
I don't know, but my butt would hurt after 10 inches of snow.
Oh my god. I don't even want to talk to you right now. How would you know?
Barry Campbell would actually be like a 200C discharge rating on this particular, setup. But we're not going to do that because I really doubt that the cabling could handle it. So we can do a 1C charge rate at 12.8 amps, right? You would still use same voltage, but you can do 12.8 amps of current into this. So, by that rationale, we could run it at like 20, if we wanted to do 2C, we could run it at 25.6, so like 25.6 amps. And that's where you see like your high amp, high power chargers are really going to, to shine when you're doing parallel charging. And that's why those big chargers like that exist. That's why like the Rev Electrics and iChargers with 40 amps of capacity on a single channel, 1,000 watts across a single channel.
Ooh.
Man, hardly anybody is going to be charging one battery pack. You're not going to charge that thing at 40 amps. But if you've got 6S batteries, you might have a need, especially like say you have 6,000 milliamp hour packs and you hook them all up in parallel. So you're parallel charging 6S 6,000 milliamp packs. That's a lot of sixes. You're looking at a 36 amp
Yeah, I have a
charge rate
coming y'all's way. And you're not.
Right? So 36 amp charge rate if you're trying to parallel charge 6 amps. Can you do that on, a little S1500 charger? No way. Can you do it on a 40 amp iCharger with 1,000 watts of charge capacity? Yes. And that's what I'm saying. That's why those big Mondo chargers exist. Is for parallel charging a lot of packs, high capacity packs all at once. So, it's smart to be on top of your game when you're talking about parallel charging because you do not want to fry your stuff. Now, when you're disconnecting, so, with all of that said, like all the stuff that we just did, Disconnecting those batteries is exactly the opposite, right? So once they're charged and they're all sitting at 4.2 volts, now we want to disconnect the balance leads first from the balance ports and then start disconnecting our main discharge leads.
Kaboom.
Yes, kaboom is right. So then we start disconnecting everything and it's all perfectly safe. So, you know, when I tell you guys that parallel charging is a very safe thing to do
if you do it right,
when done right. So I parallel charge batteries all the time, but you have to do it the right way. If you're parallel charging, you know, two batteries that have a huge discrepancy in voltage, you can do a lot of damage to yourself, to your batteries, to your equipment, to your chargers,
to the people
right? To the people standing next to you.
Yeah.
You know, that initial shock of voltage that can go across those discharge leads. If you hook up, you know, two batteries that have a lot of differential voltage between them, I mean, you can pop stuff, burn things, set things on fire. I've seen it happen. So, you know, make sure that if you're going to balance charge, and that's why I showed this today, right? I know people out there do balance charging. I know people are out there that are doing balance charging unsafe. I can't tell you how many balance boards I've seen catch on fire. And I'm not exaggerating when I've seen, you know, a dozen or more balance boards that have been caught on fire by people that are doing this the wrong way. They'll hook up, you know,
if he catches my house on fire, then that's it. Like, I'm divorcing him.
The good part is that, you know, I'm the electrical engineer, so of course I'm not going to do it wrong, right? But even that,
you can make a mistake.
I can make mistakes. Everybody can. So, you know, I don't normally advocate, and I will never make a standalone video on balance charging, parallel charging. I do that all the time.
Just one at a time.
I mean, for some people, one at a time is fine, but some people want to be able to charge more batteries. And if you have the capacity in your charger to handle parallel charging, it's completely safe if done correctly. So, you know, make sure that you follow those safety tips, you know, that your batteries don't have a large amount of differential voltage between them, that you're running the same voltage on every pack. You always hook up your discharge leads first and then your balance leads. And when you're done charging and all of your capacities are cumulative, they don't even need to be the same capacities. So I could be charging a couple of 2,000 milliamp hour batteries, a couple of 3,000s, a couple of 4,000s. I just need to add those capacities together because at the end it's just one bin bucket and they're all getting filled up at the same time. What's that?
These batteries, what are they made out of?
Lithium polymer.
Yeah, he says they smell really bad, I bet.
Oh yeah. When they pop.
Yeah. Meth or something.
Yeah, when you let the smoke out of a little polymer battery, it does not smell good.
Rotten egg, dog crap mixed together. Our camera has a bad picture.
Yeah, I'm using the webcam tonight. On top of the TV.
Where's the other one?
The other one's in the car. I took the big camera out to the field yesterday and I haven't brought it in yet. So, sorry if the camera looks crappy tonight. I apologize.
Have a good night at work. Good evening. When will the chart? When will that happen?
Pilot Jerry, I will try to get those out. I've already got it filmed. I just need to edit it, so it'll be out very soon. Ugh. Very soon, sir. All of my smart chargers have been updated successfully. They all work great.
I wouldn't want to smell it, the smoke, or be anywhere near it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they smell terrible. You stay away from it, man.
Smells like ammonia. Ugh.
Hey, Fred Barron, RC. thank you so much, sir. We just got a $25, or maybe we didn't just get it. It was 24 minutes ago, but I was so rambling on with BS that I didn't notice it.
So
We
you
got
can add that to
the pile.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you, Fred Barron, for the $25 donation to the channel. We absolutely appreciate it, sir. Thank you.
Oh.
Oh, you're talking to other people. So, listen, we're Aviator. Thanks for stopping by tonight, man. We appreciate you coming out to the fly-in last week and for showing up this week. Don't forget to show up next week when we got the big giveaway. For those of you that were not here at the very beginning of the show, if you want to get signed up for the giveaway, if you have not sent me an email already,
send him an email.
Send me an email. There's a pinned comment up at the top with the little blue banner.
Just
unlock that. Click on that. It'll show you the whole thing. It'll have my email address in there. You must send me an email to register for the giveaway next week. I have to have your email to get you on the wheel.
Yeah, because if we don't have your email, then we don't really know who you are or how to contact you.
Aviator, our show is always every Monday at 8 p.m. So next week...
Usually it's not this boring.
What are you talking about? Like, this is exciting stuff for these fine RC pilots.
I mean, you know.
Yeah.
It is.
So,
if that's your thing, more power to you.
Wreck 'em Roy, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. So next Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, we are going to be...
in the middle of the country, that's 9 p.m.?
No,
you live in the
it goes backwards the other way.
7 if you live... Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay,
so
if you live in California...
It's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Or Washington.
On the West Coast.
Yes. So sorry about that. But...
That's right. This is invigorating information.
Invigorating.
So Joe Pellegrino, I mean, I have not been telling people, but I can promise you, for everybody that is asking right now, I recognize all of the names of the people who have asked, and all of y'all's names are on the wheel. So the only people that need to send emails are the people who haven't already. Right now we have like 90-something people on the wheel, and I would love to have everybody that joins us for the show next week. I'd love for everybody to be able to have an opportunity to win the prizes that we're going to have available. So make sure you send an email. If you don't send an email, you're not going on the wheel. In fact, Dennis, I know that you and Vance have signed up, but Mitchell has not. And I think it'd be awesome if he was in the show next week and he didn't win nothing because he never sent an email in. If you don't send in an email, you don't get nothing. So,
I mean, if you send an email and you don't see your name in the drawing, you need to just shout out.
Yeah. Let me know.
We'll fix that. Fix it.
Yeah, look, I'm gonna have another, probably Wednesday. George, that is correct.
Yeah, I think you would need to be here. Just because...
Yes.
Yeah.
Writes George Watts, yes. If your name is on the wheel and you are not in the show next Monday...
for what?
And you win...
15 minutes? And
you don't get squat.
People are so mean and douchey sometimes. You already got a thumbs down.
Oh, sorry about the circle of doom, man. We try our best to make sure that these things stream well, but I mean...
Oh, sorry.
It's a bandwidth thing. Sometimes our bandwidth is a little low. Sometimes it's a little low on your... There's a lot of variables that go into that.
I think I probably need to pay the cable bill. Yeah, I'm like a little behind on it, so I better pay that.
I think we're fine.
It's not like I ever miss one. They take my money every month.
It was definitely Nate. So, Jet Tech Dom, thank you so much.
Okay, we'll check it. Recommend if you don't see it still on there, then just let us know.
Yeah. If you didn't see your name on the wheel and you sent an email afterwards, your name has been added to the wheel. What I was going to say is
if you still don't see it, then just keep checking.
I will be doing another video probably on Friday. So that will give people the weekend. So everybody that I get, so I'll probably do a video Friday.
Thumbs down either. I think that's the most childish thing ever.
Yep.
To thumbs down on somebody's YouTube
Yeah,
video.
that is pretty silly. So I'll probably do an announcement video on Friday, right? That says, hey, listen, you know, this is your last opportunity to get in on the giveaway. I'll give the very specific instructions on the video that I publish on Friday that says how to enter the drawing
Right.
and that you need to be present to win. That's got all the rules, what the prizes are going to be. And I will put on that video, I will put the wheel in high definition for everybody to see. So you will be able to see if your name is on the wheel. I will scroll through everybody whose name is on the wheel. I'll put it in alphabetical order. It will be easier for you to see if you're on there. So check back on Friday. And if you still don't see your name on the wheel, send me another email and let me know in the comments of that video, like, hey, I sent an email, I don't see
I got
it.
called condescending by some politician the other day, and I was like,
We don't care about
isn't
politicians.
that how you guys talk to each other? You're condescending
Towards each other.
I think when
all
somebody
day.
calls you condescending, it means that you're smart and you know more about
Right.
this than I do. So I'm just gonna call you condescending, but I was being a little condescending.
Yeah. So
I took civics class in history, so I can be condescending to all of them.
So Ken Sprouse Jr. Was asking my opinion on the new update to the S2100, and that would also apply to like the S1500 and the S1200 chargers.
I don't understand why somebody thumbs down on it. Yeah, don't thumbs down on somebody's YouTube video.
Yeah,
Now,
that's
I
pretty
understand
crappy.
if it's somebody rich, like a singer or an actor, whatever, and you just don't like what you're seeing. That thumbs down is not going to kill them at all.
It doesn't kill any of us.
Well, no, it doesn't kill anybody, but it's really rude to thumbs down before somebody even started.
So I'll tell you, if you're gonna make,
That's like 5-year-old behavior. If you can't do any better than that, then you don't need them on your show anyway, Gooniac.
if you're gonna make YouTube videos, I'll tell you right now,
You're gonna have
you
to probably take.
need to
little
have
bit.
thick skin. You gotta have thick skin to be on
I don't have
YouTube
to have
and
thick
publishing
skin.
videos.
I just say kiss my ass if you don't like what you see.
Suck it.
Bye.
Yep, you gotta have thick skin if you're gonna put yourself out there, because not everybody's gonna like what you're
Nope.
dishing out. Now, as far as Ken Sprouse Jr.'s question,
Sorry.
how do I like the updates? I like the updates fine, and I think that they're very good for people that are running smart batteries.
If your battery is dumb,
If you're running dumb batteries, you might be better off with the old interface. People that buy these chargers from this point forward aren't going to really have a choice. But I think that the new updates for the Spectrum
That's
Smart
right.
chargers are catered far more towards people that are using smart batteries than they are using dumb batteries. And if you are using exclusively stupid batteries
haters
and not
make
smart
you
packs,
famous because they constantly talk about you
that's right.
to everyone they know.
That's right. And then everybody wants to subscribe to my channel
then
and find
people
out what
wanna
it's all
see,
about.
Like what it's all about. So hate all you want.
That's right.
Like girlfriend? No. I don't even know how to do that. Whatever. I don't even know.
Oh, that's funny. So
Yeah, the haters are they just jealous, that's all. That's it. Or
So
they just
that's-
want to be dicks.
that's my take.
That's their take. And
For Ken Sprouse Jr.
oh, sorry.
No, it's fine.
Poor kid.
I know that you respond. You're responding to these things like immediately.
Oh, there's another question from somebody.
You're trying to update your level for the last 30 minutes and it's not working. I don't know.
No, hating here.
I don't know, Airvexed. If the
Ain't nobody got time for
YouTube,
that. Like seriously.
I mean, that's part of the YouTube payment platform. So if it's not working, I'm not sure how to do that.
So
Sorry.
is this anybody else in the channel, like maybe that can help him figure it out?
If they work at YouTube.
What do you mean? They can see the feed he's asking the question on. Maybe they can like message him.
No. I think that the issue that he's having is a YouTube problem. Like he's trying to upgrade his channel membership
this morning
level.
before, I think it was before 8 o'clock Eastern time, like YouTube, Google, and then Google Office, they had some issues this morning. So I think maybe it's not your fault.
Google was down earlier.
Yeah, it was down earlier this morning.
Like the whole thing.
And
like all of
YouTube.
Google and YouTube
Yeah.
were pooped.
Don't know what that's all about because doesn't really happen, but
Yeah, it's a little bit strange.
it is strange. But anyways, it'll be all right.
That is true, David Markgraf. All right, so we are going to do the shout out for channel members.
And thank you so much. I'm gonna step out, so I love you guys, and I'll see you next week on the big show. Don't forget to get your name on the wheel. Hit like, subscribe,
All of the things.
All of the things. I think you were watching the dude walk on the moon, weren't you?
There was a video about somebody walking on the moon, yes.
Okay.
Okay, see all filter,
Jermaine.
current level, sheriff, apply. All right.
There is Imperial IRC Works George Watts, Jet TechCon Don Akins,
So
sorry.
Oh, are you naming them all?
Ken Sprouse, Flying Times, Mike SS, exclamation, is that okay, Mike SSI, Spencer Key, Dave Kolwischke, William Mergita. Dave! Is that, thank you guys for your membership, and we will try to give you some more non-stinky content soon. But thank you all so much. You guys are awesome.
That's funny. All right.
Your ass needs to be looked at by a doctor. Jeez. Oh my god. All right.
All right. So thank you to all of our channel members.
Cheers to you all. Happy holidays. Happy
yes.
all the holidays that you might be celebrating at this time
Ken
of year.
Sprouse, I am glad that you
I'm
enjoyed
glad that
it.
you and your wife enjoyed it, and she should be on your show, and she should come back. You guys should do
That's
the
right.
show.
So George Watts, that was an O-ring blowout.
Yep. He blew out an O-ring.
I blew out an O-ring. It happens.
I make him clean the toilets too when he messes them up.
But that was dry. That was a very dry blowout.
Thank God.
Which is good for
Good
America.
night, Rackham. Happy holidays.
And the ozone layer directly over my house. So, hey, listen. What I wanted to say real quick is...
Okay.
Oh, thank you. Jeremy Sean, thank you, sir.
Thank
what
you.
I wanted to say real quick is how much I, for one, and I think Amy also can say that she appreciates everybody.
Oh my God, yes. And I, at one point, was going to get a list of everyone's emails.
That would have taken forever.
And that just didn't happen because
It would take
I'm
forever.
still trying to process things.
Hey,
I
Spencer
guess.
Keith, man.
Thank you, Spencer.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So, listen, what I was going to say is how much I appreciate everybody who's been here.
Really appreciate you guys.
You know, whether you've been here a week or you've been here for the whole year, it's been an amazing ride, guys. I mean, next year or next week is our official, 1 year show. This is episode 51. Next week will be episode 52. So that's our official, 1 year deal. But the YouTube channel's been around for a little longer than a year, but we missed a few weeks. And we just hit 2,000 subscribers today, right?
Wow, did we?
Yeah.
Sweet.
A lot of the folks that are in here, I can't thank you guys enough for coming and hanging out with us on Mondays.
I don't want to wear crop dust. My dog crop dusted us, and that was worse than what he just did.
That's terrible.
It was bad.
So,
Thank you.
you know, thank you to the major contributors to the channel. Folks like Spencer Keith, folks like George Watts, folks like Fred Barron, folks like Mike SSI. Those guys are fantastic.
You guys are all
Huge
very
contributors
awesome.
to the channel.
Uniac,
People that have been spreading the
George
word.
Watts, like, yeah, thank you.
You know, people that got people looking here in the first place. Because what the hell, man? Without Pilot Ryan
36 weeks in a year.
really lighting off that first,
There's
you know.
52 weeks in a year, I believe, right?
Yes, baby. 52 weeks. That's why next week is the official 1 year show. It's show 52.
Okay. Well, that's what I thought, but Ken, like, tripped me up.
Oh no, Ken Sprouse.
And
I don't know
like,
what calendar you're following,
I
dude.
had to think about it for a minute. I was like, no.
So, Gooniac, thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you.
You know, to anybody who's
Multiple gratitude.
who's shouted us out during a show, who's had us on as a guest on their show, anybody who's contributed a prize for any of our previous giveaways, every single one of you guys has
keep
been
it happening. It's the Mayan calendar.
Yeah,
I could be dangerous, Jeremy.
you guys have all been just huge supporters of the show, and we can't thank you enough.
No, I mean, thank you so much. I mean, you guys have been amazing this year, and it's been a tough year for us. So, I just want to say thank you for all the support and
thanks, Ryan.
And everything.
Thank
you, Ryan.
This is like the 8th layer of hell, Barry Campbell. Like 2020 has been the worst year on the planet.
Yeah, this is
Ever.
like, it's like the 8th layer of hell.
Something like that. It's pretty terrible, man. This year has sucked. I'm glad it's almost over. I hope that 2021 is better, Ray. I really do, man. Because this year has been
I'm not
crappy.
even just like gonna mention it. I don't even want to know. It's almost like asking what next. Never ask what's next.
Yeah, right.
Because I don't know. Hey, really. I don't want to know. So anyway.
Ken Sprouse, we appreciate it.
Yes, thank you very much.
It is our pleasure to bring them to you.
Cheers, you guys. I'm stepping out. So tonight is your 51. Good. That's awesome. So
How the heck is that possible?
You're right. He may do more shows a week than you.
No, I think that he's done more than I have.
Or he may have started before you. I don't know.
I just think that Kenny's so old he lost count. But he's really at like 60-something.
Bye. See you later.
Pilot Jerry, thank you, sir. And
Yes,
thank you to
you.
you too, George. I appreciate it.
You guys are also wonderful. I talked to you like
Oh, look at this.
Airvex.
Airvex, thank you, sir.
Very sweet.
All right. Yeah, so Airvex is the guy that I helped set up his receiver on, I guess it was either Friday or Saturday night. I don't remember. Whatever night it was.
Okay.
It was my pleasure to help you out, sir, and I'm glad that you got it running and that you got the maiden done. I hope it flew great.
Y'all make me laugh. Not many people do, so kudos. Alright, good night all. Night. Y'all can talk about whatever you want now.
Well, we only got 3 minutes left, guys. So
What
I
we
may
talking about on the last Zoom show was like we were talking about trains. Was that last night? We were talking
when
about
was
trains.
that? Saturday night. That was Saturday
This
night.
is
We were
Saturday
talking about
night.
trains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
So
was
guys,
fun.
that's
Anyway.
something else that I wanted to bring up. Ryan's in here now. I've already told the folks that we may be experimenting with some schedule changes as far as the weekly Zoom session. So if you guys weren't here at the beginning of the chat, we may not be doing a Zoom session on Friday night. We may be shifting that over to Saturday night after the RC Pilots Lounge show with Pilot Ryan. So, Ryan and I will discuss that, at some point during the week and decide whether or not we want to shift it to Saturday or wait and do it on Friday, whatever. Whatever we figure out, I'm sure that we will let all of you guys know. Anyway, be sure to tune in here in about 17 minutes. Mr. Gooniac 33 Fiery Booty is going to be hosting his live show at 10:15 Eastern, 7:15 Pacific. So make sure you tune into Gooniac show. Again, thank you to all of you guys that tune in here every Monday night. Be sure to tune in on Tuesday for the Flight Club with Jeff's Custom RC and Raven Rock Aviation. Their show's always great. Be sure you tune on Wednesday for Hamilton's Hangar, who goes on earlier in the night and leads into Hump Day RC with GB Linden. On Thursday, we've got our man Kenny, who, he just freaking streams all night long, all the way up into Dave's RC show on Friday night. And of course, we got the RC Pilots Lounge on Saturday. Mary Boozer RC coming back after Christmas. Right now, they're taking a break. But Mary Boozer RC on Monday, and then on Sundays, and then right back into 8 o'clock every Monday night, right here at the RC Air Marshal YouTube channel. Thank you guys all for watching, and we will see you guys in 15 minutes on Gooniac Show. See you guys next week. Be sure to tune in for the big giveaway. It's going to be a lot of fun with our special guest, Tom Cockwell. And we're giving away some great prizes. We're going to have Amy in the show. We may have some other random guests. We may do a Zoom stream where we have lots of folks that jump in during the stream. It'll be great. So we will see you all next week. Everybody have a great night. We will see you soon. Good night, guys.